In these films, you'll be meeting children who've decided to have a go at something they've never done before. Composing music.
Recording.
And 5 composers, each with their own unique style, will be sharing their top tips with them and with you.
My name is Kid Carpet. I've been making music and playing in bands since I was 11 years old. Now, I'm on a musical mission to get kids like you composing music for the very first time. To help me do that, I'm going to need some backup.
Meet Katie, Anthony, Menna, Owen and Sarana.
Hi, guys.
Hi!
Now then, I know you're all really excited about composing some music today, but before we get into that, does anybody know what a composer actually does?
Is it like someone that makes music?
Like, actually writes it and, like, writes the tune.
You're right. A composer's someone who creates and writes music, often for a performance. And does anybody play a musical instrument?
No, I don't.
Perfect. That's just what I'm looking for, because in the next few hours, I'm going to show you all that you can compose music. Let's go.
Okay, so they know what a composer does. Now they're going to meet one. Pippa Murphy has worked with artists and performers all over the world. And today, she's ours.
I brought you here to the graffiti wall to get a little bit of inspiration. Sometimes it's really good to have a look at something to get you started with your composition. What I'd like to do is I'd like you to choose a colour from the wall. Do you want to have a look around now? So, you've all chosen your colours, yeah? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to create a little pulse to keep us going through this one. So, can you all use your 2 fingers here? Just a little clap. And we're going to say our colours. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Silver.
Orange. Aqua.
Gold. Lime green. Turquoise.
Right, so what I want you to do is to take your colour and change it into a rhythmic pattern. Here we are. Silver.
Orange. Aqua. Gold.
Green, green, lime, green, green, lime. Turquoise, turquoise, turquoise.
All these rhythmic patterns that you've composed, we're going to put together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Turquoise, turquoise, turquoise. Turquoise, turquoise, turquoise. Turquoise, turquoise, turquoise.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to drop the words and keep the rhythmic pattern with our clapping, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we've got the basis for our composition, the rhythmic patterns there. How can we improve? What should we do next?
Maybe we could, like, add different vocal sounds or noises.
Have you got any ideas of maybe sounds that you can come with? Brilliant, it's so exhausting, that's great.
Once he's caught his breath, it's time for Anthony to add his sounds to the rhythm.
This is sounding great.
Now we've got our 2 layers of composition. Shall we add a 3rd one?
Yeah.
What do you think that should be? What could that be?
Be like singing a few phrases.
Singing a few phrases? Absolutely. Has anyone got a phrase?
I don't know if they'll go right though.
That's okay. Okay, brilliant. Let's start again. You just do it and we'll copy whatever you do. Try it a few times because it's quite tricky to come up with it. Here we go. Brilliant.
La la la.
Brilliant. La la la. Hey, 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 hey. Ooh, 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 hey, 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 hey. What we're going to do now is we're going to put our rhythm, our percussion and our melody together to create our composition. I know the perfect place where it's going to sound amazing. So good, we're going to record it.
Yes!
Record it? I can definitely help with that. And there'll be great acoustics in here.
It was quite easy to decide what to put in. It was just a bit harder deciding where to put it. The thing I enjoyed about the composing is just you could say anything. You could take anything that you saw and make it into a piece of music.
I'm really happy with the music we did because it sounded really nice with everyone doing different things and doing what they were good at.
The sounds which were most fun for me to make were the beatboxing sounds.
The best bit about making the music was putting it all together at the end and performing it.
Musical compositions can be made in all sorts of different ways. And it's not always as you might imagine, with guitars, bass, pianos and all that stuff.
I'm here to meet a load of kids, and they're getting into playing music just by banging on these old plastic barrels. They're being led by Katie and Finley, members of Trash, a musical group that plays instruments made out of, well, trash.
You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's sounding great, guys. Well done. Where do these drums all come from?
Some are old water barrels which we've cleaned out so they're now safe to use, and now they're drums.
If I take some of these budding musicians on a bit of a raid to go and find some materials to make some musical instruments out of, do you think you might be able to help us compose a piece of music out of what they find?
Absolutely. That's what we do.
OK, so what you're looking for is anything that might make a really interesting sound. And remember, you might have to put a couple of items together to make the sound work more effectively, OK?
Helping me today are Sean and Elise, Dan and Rosie.
Let's go in.
Rosie gets stuck in straight away. It doesn't take her very long to find her first trash-style instrument. Most of the time, it's a matter of combining a couple of things to make your instrument. Other times, it's just pick up and blow.
They're finding some really useful sounding materials. It's going to be interesting to see if they actually can compose a piece of music from scratch.
As soon as we get back, our composer's first task is to sort out their trash instruments before they can start practicing.
What have you got there, Sean? Whoa! How are you making that sound? Because you're not taking the cap right off.
No, you just take it off a little bit, then slam it back down, and it makes a good popping sound.
Can I help?
Yeah, please.
Go over there. Let's see what you can do with that.
So look at this, right? They've been going just a few minutes, and already we've got a melody on a colander, some rhythm in a balloon, and a box full of foam or something, I don't know. But yeah, they're making a funky piece of music.
It's Elise that's emerging as the leader of the trash band. She's got some great ideas for how they could end their composition.
Well, we could all cut off at different bits. So then Dan would cut off, and then Sean would cut off, and then Rosie would cut off, and then I'd cut off, and you would get quieter, you and Finlay.
Okay, do you think you're ready to show us and direct us with that?
Yeah.
Excellent.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You tell him, Elise.
I'm really pleased with the music we all made today and how they all went together.
I'm really impressed. Now you've seen how it's done, why not give it a go?
You don't need to play a proper instrument to make music out of scraps. It's really easy to do.
Hi there, it's Kid Carpet here.
I've come to a school in Edinburgh where a seriously talented composer is going to show us how to make music with something called found sound. What's all that about?
I'm a composer, but I don't work with pianos or violins. I just work with sounds that are all around me.
Meet composer Jules Rawlinson. Jules finds sounds everywhere. Sounds that he digitally records to make unique and wonderful compositions.
So that's a piece of music that I made using recorded found sounds.
It's now time for Jake and Sarah, Jordan, Nathan, Ailey and Sarah to get to work and start recording.
So the first thing we have to do is check the sound. So we hold the microphone in. If you want to bounce the ball...
Check this out, right?
That sounds really cool.
They're bouncing a ball, recording the sound. What's it going to be? I don't know. A bass drum or some kind of percussive hit or something?
Recording.
Cool sound, guys. Nice squeaky, rusty sound. Get a good level on there?
Yeah, it's fine.
Sound good on the headphones?
Yeah, great.
Okay, cool. Now the team is using a hydrophone designed to safely record sounds in the water.
Sounds like it's fizzing and it's bubbling. Did that sound good?
Bench stamp, falling stones and peg stick. So bench stamp. Recording.
So that's a bench stamp. They've even got the head teacher. So it looks like everyone's finished recording their fantastic found sounds. I wonder what they've got.
Ailey, did you have a favourite sound?
Bubbling.
I had the head teacher coughing.
So the next thing that we have to do is to copy the sounds to the computer, and then we can start.
Jules transfers the digital sound files from the recorders so they can begin editing the sounds and arranging music.
Well, we should really start with a beat. Maybe we should use that ball bouncing.
That's a great suggestion. So what we'll do is we'll copy it across into our session. Is that the sound that you meant?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good one.
What about the head teacher? What about the head teacher? Head teacher's cough, like in between.
And we can do that. Okay. That one.
Yeah.
So let's copy that across then.
You can search for free audio recording software on the internet. Make sure it's from a trusted source before you download it.
Like that.
We could use the spray to go along with the beats.
Let's see how it sounds. Yeah. That's good, isn't it? So we'll start our beat playing, and then we can choose where we want to put it. Maybe somebody can click their fingers and we'll know where it should go in the beat. So where do you think it should go?
We could maybe put it in after the second beat.
that's a really good place to put it.
You could put one here too.
This is sounding really interesting. Let's take a look, come on. Oh, this is sounding great, guys. Loving this. So what's making that boom kind of a sound?
The railings.
The railing's just out there? Okay, and what else is in there? There's like a boom bass drum thing going on. What's that?
That was a bouncing ball.
Bouncing the ball in the playground?
There were feet scuffing on gravel.
Scuffing their feet on the gravel and stuff, yeah?
The head teacher coughing.
That was really good fun recording that. Can we do something with the head teacher's cough? Turn it into like an instrument and make it go... Can we do that, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is completely it. I can't wait to hear this finished.
So what I'm doing is using the keyboard to play the cough at different pitches. So I think we need another sound in there now. Something to work with the melody.
And we could use the squeaky gate.
The squeaky gate might be a really good one, yeah.
With some fish tank bubbles laid down, it's time to put melody and rhythm together, and what you get is a kicking dance track.
Anybody could do this if they wanted to, but they would need something that can actually record noise.
You can use something like your mobile phone, or if you have a digital camera that can record sound.
I'd like to try it in my home. It is really fun to put all the final sounds together.
I love the final track, it's really cool.
I'm here on the banks of the Tyne with a famous composer and also a bunch of kids who are about to compose their own piece of music for the very first time.
John Keffer-Lecare's work involves collaborating with all sorts of musicians, and today is no exception. He's keen to find out what Emily, Nathan, Rachel, Maddie and Macy, Alex and Paul can come up with, especially since none of them have ever tried to compose a piece of music before. And there's another challenge.
Okay guys, listen up, listen up. So, we're working towards making a composition, working towards some kind of shape. What I haven't told you though is that by the end of this afternoon we'll be playing the piece through.
But first, it's down to the river to soak up some inspiration.
The waves on the water, there's like, when it's closer to the shore they're quite small and gentle, but as you go further into the water they get larger and they're more choppy.
What about this object in front of us?
So I think we should start with like more of a simple melody to start with, and then like build it up to like make it like an arch of the bridge.
And that's quite a complex lattice work of girders and metal work. Can you picture a musical, you know, a way of doing that musically? It's got a really interesting shape to it. Tell us about it.
Well, I was thinking about the smoothness of the river, how relaxing and calm it is, and just shape it around that, really.
I think Emily's little melody sounds more like the arch of the bridge, because it starts like quietly and then it gets louder and then it sort of fades away.
I like the heavy sound and I think it represents the heavy metal of the bridge.
It sort of just came out really, but
Maddie's come up with a simple melody that she hopes will work really well. Nathan is learning the chord structure.
B-flat major.
He in turn works with Emily, the French horn player, as they both layer in their sounds to complement the piano melody. They're really just improvising with the melody and playing about to see what works.
Okay? And what I want to do is I want to let the room have the first word. Okay.
The children use a single sound or a chord to fill the silence of the room. And then together they use that to build a multi-layered sound.
John seems to be working out pretty well, because kids are picking up different instruments, moving around space and using different things. And
Yeah, and I think that sort of slightly, well, it's not chaotic exactly, but a sort of, mobile sense of creating stuff means that you're not too fixated on one end result, because it's actually too early to become fixated. You just need to try things out and move around a bit and then see what happens,
I think also we should include the vibraphone, because it's got a really nice sound, and we haven't really given it a chance to play out in this piece.
I think that's a great idea. Rachel's going to bring that out, and then we'll see where we end up from there, okay?
Great call to add the vibraphone solo to the composition. I think they've managed to create something really special.
Okay, everyone, time's up. Are you ready to go for the final composition? 1, 2, 3.
Before. The part that I enjoyed most about the whole composing process was after having all the inspiration, finally turning it into a piece.
It was very helpful to see how the river moved and the structure of the bridge, and how we could use that to compose the piece of music.
You got different instruments and you don't know whether notes will clash or they'll fit. So I'm really pleased because it sounds really good. I've enjoyed most about when we went to the river. It's been really fun.
Being able to work with friends on one big composition has been really good fun. We've got a really nice outcome. It's just amazing.
This is what we know today as a silent movie. But back in 1914, when audiences first watched Charlie Chaplin, starring as the Tramp, they didn't watch in silence. That's because musicians were employed in each and every cinema to play live music. Their job was to watch the film and make up music that complemented the action. Mike Nolan keeps this tradition alive. He's been improvising music for old silent movies for 20 years. I'm here to pick his brains.
So what top tips would you have for somebody who wants to compose music for action for the very first time?
Okay. The first thing I would want to do is really get into the mood of the film and the mood of the character. Are they in a really blind panic? I would think about where are they? Are they on their boat? I would also think about the speed of the action. Are they running away from that train?
3 great tips. Thanks very much. So we've seen how music used to be played in cinemas to accompany a film. But that was back then. This is now.
I've made a film, but it's not finished yet. And like the old Charlie Chaplin movie, it needs some music to bring it to life. I'm about to meet up with composer Lauren Hayes, who I think can help. She specialises in using electronic sounds, which will be great for my futuristic setting. Today, Lauren is working with Sam, Catherine, Leanna and Essen.
Really good.
They'll be using a games controller, a keyboard, a crackle box and a microphone to make digital sounds using Lauren's computer. Time to hand this job over to our composers. Before they start working on my film, they'll need to take a closer look at it to help them imagine what sounds will be best to tell the story.
So let's think about the movement first of all. What's the robot doing just now?
Walking.
Yeah, so he's walking towards the girl. We could do robot noises, couldn't we? And then in the middle of the film they had a kind of a struggle. A tug of war, exactly. Now we're going to have a look at it again and think about the kind of emotions that the characters are feeling in the film. So if they're happy, if they're sad, if they're angry. So let's have a look and see. So right now, what does she look? She looks really happy, doesn't she? And now she looks...
surprised.
Exactly. Why do you think that is?
Because the robots are
There's a big robot coming towards her.
And what do you think the girl is thinking?
Maybe he fancies her? Like, kind of, oh, he loves me.
Exactly. Now, what's happening?
They're fighting.
And what kind of emotion is that?
Crying.
Yeah, the girl looks really sad. The robot's got his flower, so he's feeling?
Over the moon.
Excellent.
So they've sorted out and agreed the emotions and the actions of my film. Now all they have to do is start composing. This sounds like it could be the happy music for the beginning. He's got it. He's watching the film and bringing the action to life. It's really working with the picture.
I want that flower. I think he fancies me.
These are great sounds. She's been imagining what my characters would really be thinking and saying. The movement of the robot, brilliant. I wonder what that box would sound like.
Great. So now we're going to all try it together. Okay? So we're going to have...
Well, this should be interesting. This will be the first time our musicians have played together.
Let's go. And action.
So this is looking and sounding really interesting now. Guys, is my film ready, complete with soundtrack?
Yeah!
Okay, roll the film.